Oh yeah, turkey coma. Hey, snap out of it! I know what you need.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now, I'm normally not someone that goes shopping on Black Friday. I usually just look forward to Thanksgiving weekend because I usually get a 4-day weekend and it's just time off work where I don't really have to do anything. So I usually don't go out shopping. If I do, it's usually late afternoon on Friday once the crowds have died down. But this year, I actually thought, you know what, Kmart needs all the help it can get, and it could very well be the last Black Friday holiday of Kmart before they end up closing forever. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna drive to Michigan, which is actually my nearest Kmart now, and I'm gonna go check out Black Friday at Kmart at a non-closing store, which, by the way, this store that I'm going to is Marshall, Michigan, and I've done a couple videos there about a year ago, and this is going to actually be the last store in Michigan probably by next February or so, once all the other stores in Michigan have closed. So once that happens, there's not going to be any stores in Indiana and only one store in Michigan. So I just wanted to get up there and check out Kmart in Michigan on Black Friday just to see what the crowds were like and if it was actually busy, because I guarantee that if this is not a successful Christmas season for Kmart, and you know, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, if it's not successful, then Kmart's going to be done. There's no way they're going to survive throughout the year if they did not have a good holiday season. So join me as we head up to Michigan to check out the 2019 Black Friday at Kmart. So here we are at Marshall, Michigan Kmart, and the parking lot when I got there was actually pretty well full. It wasn't completely full, but it looked pretty good. So I had a pretty good feeling about what I was going to see inside as far as crowds. However, once I got in there, I got to admit, it wasn't busy at all. And it was very, very upsetting to see, because obviously I knew, being in, you know, the state that Kmart's in, I didn't expect like Best Buy or Target or Walmart style crowds. I got to be completely honest, when I went in, it just looked very sad. There were no Christmas decorations. There was no sign that this was a Black Friday sale, other than there were a few little signs here and there that said Black Friday deals, but that was pretty much it. It honestly looked just like another maybe Friday afternoon, which is exactly what it was. But you know, you go into a Target or somewhere like that, it's completely full of people. There's Christmas stuff up, and you can tell that it's Black Friday. There were just a few little signs here and there. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know that it was a Black Friday sale. And the other thing too is most of the stuff in the middle of the aisle seemed to be for Black Friday, although it was hard to tell because there weren't really all like the sale signs. They looked like they were just regular sale signs. So it was really hard to tell. And like that toy there, right there on the screen there, that is actually for Black Friday. But that was about it. Pretty much all the stuff on the ends of the aisle seemed to be Black Friday, but again, I don't know because they didn't really have things marked very well as far as whether or not they were Black Friday or if it was just a regular weekly sale. So I honestly don't know half the stuff that was on sale for Black Friday. Now the Christmas area, most of that stuff was 50% off, and that was a Black Friday thing. Although the signs that were up, if you notice when you go to Kmart, the sale signs have a date that's usually like down at the bottom of the sign. That's the date when that sale expires. Most of these sales went like well into December, so I don't know if these were all for Black Friday or what. But their Christmas area was very well stocked. It looked very nice, and all of this stuff was 50% off. So if you need a tree or anything, definitely check out a Kmart if you have a chance, because their stuff is 50% off right now. And I actually ended up picking up several boxes of Christmas lights, and if I don't use them, I'm going to give them to somebody that does want them, because I figured 50% off, you're not going to beat that until Christmas is over and everything goes on clearance. But they did have a really nice Christmas area. It was pretty standard as far as Kmart goes, but it was really well stocked and it looked very good. Now, one of the things I wanted to do with this video is just kind of give you Some of the experiences that I had when I worked at Kmart during Black Friday, because when I was in there and I was seeing just the way it was now, where there wasn't a lot of people in there, it's a complete opposite of what it used to be. And when I started working there, I think it was around 2006 or 7, I'm not sure anymore. I had never worked in retail before I started working at Kmart, and I didn't know what to expect. But when I worked on Black Fridays, I always had to work in electronics because they wanted, that was the biggest area of where shoppers are going to run to. And basically we'd have to be there at like 3 o'clock in the morning just to get everything ready, make sure everything was good. And pretty much you would just stand back there and wait until that clock hit 5 a.m. And as soon as the managers opened the doors, everyone would run in. It was absolute chaos. And for the first few hours of that morning, you would be non-stop, just running everywhere. You were so busy. It was absolute chaos, but it was actually kind of, I wouldn't say fun, but the time flew by. So that was kind of the good thing about it. Now, we never really had any major issues with Black Friday. However, one thing that Kmart started doing, and I'm sure they don't do it anymore because they don't have electronics anymore, but when we would have like the big TVs and PlayStations, Xbox, and all that kind of stuff as part of the Black Friday sales, people would actually line up. That was back when it was very common for me to go in and there would be a line of people like what you would see now at Best Buy. People would actually camp out for Kmart all night long, which is definitely something you don't see anymore. But we actually got to a point where we would actually hand out these tickets for the first people in line that were there for certain items that we knew we only had a few things, or a few of, like Xbox or some of the TVs. And basically that ticket guaranteed you that item. It was good for 2 hours or so. And if you were at the front of the line and you were there for an Xbox, you were guaranteed to get an Xbox. So that would cut down on, people having to run in there to get back to electronics, and it cut down on fights and people getting trampled, and it was a really good idea that we did that. But unfortunately, they don't even do electronics anymore at Kmart, so all that stuff's in the past. I was also very fortunate to be one of the people that got to experience one of the biggest disasters of Kmart when they tried to do a 40-hour non-stop Thanksgiving sale. So in other words, they were open from 6 a.m. that Sunday or Thanksgiving morning all the way through the weekend, and they didn't close. We were open 24 hours for every one of those days. That was an absolute disaster. That was a horrible decision by Kmart, and I think that kind of showed towards the end the kind of people that they had in charge that had no idea what was good for the company. We had absolutely no one in the store because none of the customers knew that we were even doing that. So we would be open all night. I actually had to work the overnight as overnight management during that, and it was horrible. We didn't have anybody in the store as far as customers. I think we had a few people come in to buy groceries, like maybe some milk or something, but nobody knew that we were open overnight. So I even remember one time, one of those nights, the lights ended up going out because lights were controlled at the corporate level. We couldn't even control them. We could turn them off, but we didn't have control of the timers. So the lights actually went out in the middle of the night, and we had to work in the dark for a few hours because nobody was at corporate because it was the Thanksgiving holiday to turn them back on. But that was just one of the examples of Kmart's failed attempts towards the end when they were making really bad decisions. But it was really upsetting being in this store today because there was just nobody in there. As far as you would have no idea that this was a Black Friday. I even asked one of the employees what it was like at 6 a.m. and they said there was nobody there. So that was really upsetting. Now here are some of the ads that I grabbed. I'm going to cut in here and give you guys a chance to get some of these ads. Guys, I wanted to cut in here and just kind of give you an idea of what Kmart used to be as far as Black Friday. Now these are 2 Black Friday ads that I kept while I worked at Kmart. These one's from 2010 and one is from 2012. For some reason I just held on to these during those years. I don't know why, but now just look at this. These are each about 35 to 40 pages. the majority of what they used to put on their Black Friday sales were electronics and, you know, just big ticket items like TVs and stuff like that. Obviously, you're not going to see anything like that in a Kmart anymore. And so that's what Kmart used to be in terms of Black Friday, and this is what it is as of 2019. I picked this up while I was at the store today on Black Friday, and this is now, we went from 40 pages to 8, unfortunately. So there wasn't much going on as far as Black Friday deals at Kmart this year. The majority was in the Christmas department. All the Christmas stuff looked like to be 50% off. So if you need a tree or anything right now, definitely stop into Kmart right now. They were 50% off. All the holiday decorations, lights. I actually picked up some lights for 50% off. And some of the toys were on sale, and the rest was just clothing. So it wasn't a really big eventful day at Kmart in 2019 as far as Black Friday goes, unfortunately. So I also want to mention, I have 6 of these ads. Now, considering this could be the last Black Friday ever for Kmart, these could be considered a souvenir. I don't know. For those of you that do collect retail related things, I have 6 of these. If you guys want one, I have my email in my description. Just go there, send me an email, let me know if you want one, and I'll send one to you free of charge. You know, obviously I'm not going to charge for it, but I'll pay for the shipping. That'll be my Christmas gift to you guys for being viewers, and I will go ahead and send you one. Just make sure I can only send one per person because I only have 6. I don't know how many people are going to want one, but if you do want one just to have, because this could be the last Christmas and Black Friday for Kmart before they are completely gone, let me know. Send me an email. I will send one of these to you. So, alright, back to the video. This is still a really nice Kmart. It's very well stocked. It's clean. The employees there are so nice, and I really wish the best for this place. I don't know how much longer it's going to last, because this is going to be the last Kmart that survives in Michigan after all the others close. I read somewhere online that they're estimating that by February this will be the last one. So, and there ahead is Little Caesars. This is one of the few Kmarts that still has a Little Caesars and an operating pharmacy, so that's pretty rare. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. This is probably the last Black Friday that I'll ever see at a Kmart. I couldn't pass up the chance to go and check it out, and I'm glad I did, but it was unfortunate that there just wasn't really much going on. So hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving weekend, what's left of it. Thanks for watching. Have a great week, and thanks again.